Hey everybody, Dan here with Pain For You. Today's topic is going to be pain flare. Check in emotionally. So, get to that in a minute. Take a couple of nice deep breaths. The air does not feel fresh in my lungs. It feels heavy and humid and hot. But it's alright. We got Tractor Boy next door, but hopefully it's not too loud. Seems like it takes him 3 days to cut his lawn. Alright, so breathe in the calm, exhale the stress. Breathe in the peace, exhale the annoyance. So, pain flare, check in emotionally. So a lot of people look for triggers. They say, wow, my pain spiked today. What's going on? Or I was doing good and it got worse today. Or it's feeling better and it came back. Oh my God, what do I do? Great place to go is number one, calm down, but check in emotionally. Kind of see what's happening. What is going on in your world recently? What was going on yesterday? What's going on today? What's coming up tomorrow? What's going on emotionally in your world? Ask yourself, what am I feeling? What's the dominant emotion that I'm feeling right now? And is there any correlation in timing to the recurrence or resurgence of your pain or symptoms? So check in emotionally. It's really good to do. Number one, because remember Dr. Sarno, think psychologically. So when you're thinking about your emotional world, you're not focused on the pain itself. You're checking in on the emotional world. You're thinking psychologically. That's Dr. Sarno, TMS 101. So that's a real good thing to do. Then you can soothe and calm yourself, breathe, relax the tension in your body. Check in on your mental state as well. What was going on mentally? Were you worried about something? Whether it be a stressful situation, a person, a social situation. Were you worried about your physical body? Were you second guessing whether or not you've got TMS and all of a sudden the pain came back or came back worse? Or were you thinking, well, I'm feeling okay, I hope it doesn't come back, which sometimes can bring it back. But check in emotionally. Were you in a state of fear or doubt or worry or anxiety? Were you in the state of doubt or lack of clarity on what's going on? Sometimes anger and rage can definitely do it. And so maybe you're getting angry at something and you're trying to push that away. And perhaps your brain hasn't yet determined that anger is safe, or emotions are safe for that matter. Because I've definitely talked to a lot of people who go, yeah, I just was feeling really emotional. I just wanted to get away from that. Right? What I talked about in today's group coaching session was we don't have to find a trigger. But it is good to at least check in and see if you can find a connection. What is going on emotionally? What emotions are showing up for me? If nobody was looking or paying attention, how would I really feel about something? Now that doesn't mean you have to share your emotions with everybody around you. But checking in and giving yourself permission to feel the emotions for yourself, that can be really helpful. Because again, it's taking your attention from your current pain flare-up and redirecting it to the emotional world. And inevitably, in some cases, not all, but in some cases, you will find a connection and go, yeah, I was really pissed off yesterday and my pain flared up. What that means is you still haven't taught your brain that emotions are acceptable or safe. And a good way to do that is to give yourself permission. And I say that a lot, and people are like, what do you mean by give yourself permission? I mean by allow yourself to get angry. Allow yourself to experience that human emotion. And the more you can experience these emotions without judgment, the more your brain will realize, well, they're upset, they're sad, they're angry, they're in a rage, they're feeling guilty or ashamed. And that's okay because they're still okay. Those things are important because the way we teach the brain that emotions are safe is to actually feel them. So give yourself the gift of feeling and experiencing your emotions, whatever happens to be coming up. So ask yourself, if nobody was listening, how would I really feel? And then feel it, right? And it will divert your attention in a productive way away from your symptoms and your pain towards your emotional world, which falls right in line with Dr. Sarno's Think Psychologically. And then move on to step 2, which is really soothe. Indifference. Okay, so I've got a pain flare-up. No big deal. It's part of the up and down journey, right? It's a zig, it's a zag, it's an up and a down, and it can be frustrating. But when you know that that's the journey, you're not going to get thrown for a loop when you feel some pain changes, go up or down or whatever. Going down, everybody's happy with, but when it goes back up, nobody's happy with that. But the more indifferent you can be, and the more, okay, whatever, so what? I expect this. It's part of the journey. And again, I've said it before, I'll say it again. How you choose to respond to your pain determines the severity of it and the duration of it. So if you're in a pain flare, freaking out will make it worse and keep it around longer. If you're in a pain flare and you immediately shift your attention to your emotional world to see what's going on, your mental state, to see what kind of thoughts may have precipitated this pain spike, that's all good stuff. Why? Because you're not focused on the pain. And then you jump right into soothing. Breathe, relax the tension from your body. Notice your mental state. If it's spinning on fear and, oh my God, what's going on? My pain just got worse. I can't believe it, can't believe it. You know, that's something that you want to be aware of, and then decide that I don't have to listen to these thoughts. I don't have to pay attention to them. I certainly don't have to ruminate on them. And that's going to absolutely help you. So, indifference, don't freak out. Calmly reassure yourself that you're okay. These things all matter. And the less you react to your pain returning or flaring, and the more you respond calmly, well, the more you react with fear and frustration and anger and panic, the worse it's going to be and the longer it's going to stick around. So check in on your emotions, soothe, calm, reassure, indifference if you can get there. And that's generally my recipe for what to do during a pain flare-up. It's not complicated. It's simply reminding ourselves that I'm okay, I'm safe. Pain flare doesn't mean any damage or any injury. You didn't overdo it. It just means something caused your brain to go, oh crap, danger. And the pain came up. It's your job to say, yeah, that really wasn't dangerous. The emotions weren't, the thoughts weren't, the social situation wasn't. Got an airplane overhead plus tractor boy. I'm trying to practice what I preach by saying, whatever. All right, I could be annoyed. I have, 15 minutes to shoot this video, and of course this jackass next door's, running his tractor, and I don't know what he's doing. But I'm on the other side of the house, so hopefully it's not too distracting for you guys and gals. So that's what I've got for you. If you're in a pain flare, check in emotionally, then move on to soothing, reassurance, indifference, if you can get there. And that's it. It's not complicated. So what do you guys think? It's very doable. And when you recognize that the recurrence of pain after it kind of settles it down, or let's say you've been fairly steady and it spikes someday, that's pretty normal for TMS. Doesn't mean you've done anything wrong. You haven't screwed up this recovery process if you get a pain flare. Welcome to TMS. The most predictable thing about TMS is it's unpredictable. right? And if you are predicting that you're going to have ups and downs, it's a little bit more predictable, right? Because you expect the journey is going to have a couple bumps on it. And a pain flare is a bump. But you're still moving forward, you're still making progress. Somebody asked me, how do you know if you're making progress if the pain comes back and, you know, it goes up and it goes down and zigs and zags? How do you know if you're making progress? Well, if you're feeling more confident in your TMS diagnosis or self-assessment and self-discovery to figure that this is what's going on with me, if you're feeling more confident with that, if you're feeling less fear overall, if you're feeling more optimistic that you're going to get out of this and beat this thing, if you're getting closer and closer to being indifferent and literally not caring whether or not you have symptoms, those are all signs of progress. Yeah, you may still have pain, but you're still making progress. So how's your mental state about the symptoms? That's where the progress shows up first before the symptoms start to fade away. So if you're in a flare-up or pain returns after kind of settling down for a while, smile. It's part of the ride. Gets a little bumpy. Check in on your emotions. What's going on? And then soothe, calm, reassure. Indifference, don't care. Smile. Find some joy, purpose, meaning, connection with others. That's the way out. So, got a group coaching call in a couple minutes. I'm going to wrap this one up, go inside and say hello to, I think about 15, 20 people who should show up tonight for the call. And if you're still interested in that, check out painforyou.com and click on the link at the top that says course and coaching. All the details are there. There's a video of me explaining it, but also scroll below and you'll see all the text descriptions of what you get when you become a member of this Pain For You membership. So, love you guys and gals, and I will see you tomorrow.